Check, check, 1, 2. You can hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, good. Okay. Woo, I'm doing this. This is happening. I'm mic'd up. I am mic'd up.
Okay, so okay, switch over, Christian. What's going on, Goals Gang? You already know who it is. It's your favorite corporatepreneur, tatgoalz, and I'm here with my boy Christian of what's your company name?
What is my company name? 98 Degree Fitness.
98 Degree Fitness. We gonna edit that part out, baby. No, just playing. But okay, so I'm here with Christian from 98 Degree Fitness, and right now we're about to do a mic'd up video. He's a little nervous. He normally is a B-roll guy that shoots the B-roll and puts the, words, which is cool. But us as potential clients, we want to hear that our subject matter experts are knowledgeable so that we can book them. So we're about to ask Christian a couple questions while he's working out, and let's just see how he does. Okay.
Bet.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm gonna ask the question, and then you'll pause like 3 seconds, and then you answer the question just like you were about to, and then you'll show us the proper forms for a squat.
Okay, perfect.
That work?
Yeah.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so Christian, as a new person, a new person, a new year, new me person, it's not one of the videos, in the gym, and I'm interested in potentially weightlifting or lifting things. What is the proper form for a squat?
Okay. So for a squat, for a barbell squat, there's actually 2 different forms. Both are considered correct or optimal for lifting. There's a high bar and a low bar. So with the high bar, the bar sits kind of on top of your traps, and this kind of requires a little bit of a narrower stance, usually within shoulder width, between hip and shoulder width. And with this one, you get a little bit more emphasis on your quads, but for some people, the high bar kind of is a little uncomfortable, that high in the shoulders. And the one I prefer is actually a little bit lower bar. And the low bar back squats requires a little bit of a wider stance, and you get a little bit more glute activation. But it allows for more depth with people who struggle with depth at a closer stance. And usually it allows for more weight. Usually as you go wider, you can go a little bit heavier. And to each their own, but I actually prefer the low bar squats. Some people prefer the high bar. But yeah, there's 2 main different variations, and so not everyone's squat is going to be the same. Also, depending on your proportions, it's going to look different, right? If you have long femurs and a short torso, you're going to look like your torso is going to bend over a little bit more. But if you have a longer torso and shorter femurs, then your torso is going to stay more upright.
Okay, your response was perfect for YouTube.
For YouTube.
Okay, and I say that because, on shorter form content platforms, right? Instagram, TikTok, short. Typically want to do like 30 to 60 seconds. So that was hard, but I would try to answer the question like in 30 seconds or less. and then show it a rep at like 30 seconds.
Okay.
For the challenge.
Yes, I think I can shorten it.
And I also, so yeah, I will be a little bit more precise. I will also pretend like this is the topic.
Okay.
So that like the audience feels like you're literally talking to them directly. And make more conviction.
More conviction.
Not change because you're you, right? But I do know like it's basically like visual art more like authoritative. Maybe just look up just a little bit.
Okay.
Maybe more eye contact, and then it'll like come off as like more confidence in what you're saying.
Okay.
But other than that, that was a perfect answer. You definitely are knowledgeable, sure. But people's short attention span as they're like scrolling, especially because they want to keep their attention within like the first 3 seconds of the video. So you want to kind of just like dive in there.
Okay.
So I know it's like a lot of information. Like sometimes this is how it's beneficial where you can do like multiple parts. So like you can acknowledge like there are different ways or different body parts activated, but just go into depth about like one of them. And then if you want to talk more about it, then there's like another video. Like, okay guys, in that first video we talked about the such and such squat. Now we're going to talk about the other such and such squat. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so should I so in order to be more concise, should I just like basically give the 2 different variations and then demonstrate them each?
And then demonstrate one of them.
Demonstrate one of them.
We'll have time. And then demonstrate the other one in the second video.
Okay.
Like say like, okay, so as I mentioned in the previous video, there are 2 variations. I showed this variation. Now here's the second variation.
Okay. That makes sense. Yeah.
Like, you just ask me the same question. And then I'll be like, okay, so you're new to the gym and you want to start lifting heavy, but you don't know where to start and you don't know where problems are. No worries, I got you. Okay, so what you want to do is your fingers and your levers, you know, you kind of put those together and you roll them around or whatever, and then boom, so that's how you do it. Okay, so then I'm going to show you why. And I'm not going to try to lift this very heavy weight that I know I can't lift. You just pretend that I am. And then boom, I'll see how I stitch the fingers and the levers come together. See how they run together? The fingers and the levers. And that's how you probably do a spinning squat. Follow me for more.
Okay, so I see what you mean.
And you want them to become. Alright, you got this time?
Yes.
Alright. You want me to ask a question again?
Yes, just to.
Okay. I'm new to the gym.
Okay.
And I really want to get into weightlifting and potentially even lift heavy. What tips do you have for me in terms of squats?
Okay. Okay, that's a great question. All right, you're new to the gym, new year, you're trying to build a new you, right? Now, the thing about squats, there's 2 different forms. There's a high bar and a low bar, and each of them have their own pros and cons, but both are acceptable, right? The high bar, you're going to have a little bit of a narrower stance. Your feet are going to be parallel. The low bar, your feet are going to be a little bit wider, slightly turned out. And why did I fumble? Hold on. All right.
What was I I lost my train of thought of what I was trying to make a point here.
About all the tapes.
Yes. So it looks easier said than done, basically, is what I'm saying. But you're not used to it.
Okay.
So, but if you just get out of your head and like, because you answer these, I ask you questions all the time. And
right.
like, you perfectly just, boom, give me the answer. But I think the camera's making it there.
I think it is. I think it is.
So if you can just get used to like just pretending that this camera is a person, like you're talking to the camera literally, but you're talking to potentially millions of people. Maybe, I don't know, maybe you go viral. I'm not making this better. I'm not making this better at all. But I'm saying though, that would be a dream come true, because out of a billion of those people, imagine if 10% book your online.
That's a lot of people. Ooh, I mean,
But
rich.
that's the name of the game, is consistency. But it's not even like, a lot of times it's not even like if you go viral, it's just like when. And you never know what piece of content is going to make yourself viral, you know?
Right.
But in the meantime, you got to put the reps in, be consistent, and you'll get more comfortable over time.
Okay.
And it's not, it may not be your bag, like, you could very well still scale your social media with this little like zero stuff. But I just know like with your goal ultimately being, okay, I don't really have the clients at right this second, but I want to have local.
Yeah.
Yeah. People are more likely to buy again for people who they know like this stuff and that you get people to trust them. Trust the way you get people to trust you to talk to them. Like I'm much more likely to trust somebody that like talks to me, I guess.
Right.
For me, you're not really talking to me, but I don't know. Looking at your like content right now, I'm like, okay, that's cool, but who is this guy? Like,
Yeah.
Like him?
Right.
Is he a nice guy? Is he a cool guy? Is he a chill guy? Like, what kind of trainer are you? Like, sometimes people are like those time scrolls, like, yeah, give me 10, give me 10 more. You know what I'm saying? And that might not be the trainer I want.
Right.
So, I think that's also important to show your personality as well.
Yeah.
Finding a good trainer is like dating.
Yeah, it kind of is.
Finding a good client is like dating.
It is.
It gotta be a fit, right?
Yeah, it do.
So how do I know if we fit if I don't know like any of your personality? But I think you're so knowledgeable that the knowledgeable part of what they need is real. Because it's like, this guy knows this stuff. Like, he's gonna get me right. I know he is. If I listen to what he says, he's gonna get me together.
Yes.
So, you got this.
Okay, I got this.
You got this?
Yes.
So just imagine that at the end of this reel, 20 people, what can you say in this reel to make 20 people want to book it together? Okay?
Okay.
Alright. So Christian, I'm new to the gym.
Okay.
Alright? I really want to get into weightlifting. And potentially even, up my weight and lifting heavier, right?
Okay.
Okay, what tips can you give me in the gym specifically for squats?
Okay. I'm glad you asked, because there is a lot of information out there about squats. Now, for the proper form, there's actually two different variations. There's a high bar and a low bar. With a high bar, you're going to have a little bit narrower stance, feet parallel. You're going to have a little bit more quad activation. For the low bar, you're going to have a wider stance, slight feet turn out, and a little bit more glute activation. I actually prefer the back squat, but you should really do whichever one feels most comfortable for you. Now, I'm going to demonstrate the low bar. All right, so how was that? That was good? Check, 1, 2, 1, 2.
Okay, now go to the bar and then as you explain it, or after, just say something.
Check, 1, 2. It's all right. I'm doing pretty good. I'm ready for the new year. Back on the grind,
Okay, this looks better.
This looks better? Okay.
So then, yeah, you do just like you were, like, I'll ask you a question again. And then where you're standing and how you're moving everything. And
Okay.
you'll be like, okay, cool. So I'm about to demonstrate blah blah blah.
Okay, perfect.
Okay, yeah, so here's first. Because what I'm trying to avoid is this bar right here.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Sure.
Yes. I'm good. I'm loose. I'm ready. Come on.
Okay, so Christian, I'm new to the gym.
Okay.
Trying to get into lifting weights and particularly heavy. So, what tips do you have for me?
Okay, I'm so glad you asked because the squats, there's a lot of information out there about squats, but primarily there's actually two variations of the squat, right? There's a high bar and a low bar. With the high bar, your feet are going to be a little bit closer together and more parallel. With the low bar, your feet are going to be a little bit further apart and turned out a little. With the high bar, you get a little bit more quad activation. With the low bar, you get a little bit more glute activation. But really, just do whichever one feels most comfortable to you, right? I prefer the low bar, so that's the one that I do. And so I'm going to demonstrate that for you. All right. How does that?
So I guess if you want, if you could squeeze out another squat like you did, and then rack it and then turn, because I can edit it together.
Okay.
So like do your squat, rack it, and then say whatever your call to action.
Okay, bet. And that is the low bar barbell back squat. Follow for more, and if you have any questions, feel free to shoot me a DM.
Okay, Christian, how was those visuals today?
It was a wonderful experience, actually. So not only was there helping with the camera work, but she coached me. Like Tatiana, I learned so much, and she coached me on how to make myself more presentable online. And I think it's really gonna help me with my online content creation. So I definitely would recommend it because they really help you come alive on the internet, and it's a really useful tool. Okay, I'm so glad you asked because the squats, there's a lot of information out there about squats, but primarily there's actually two variations of the squat, right? There's a high bar and a low bar. With the high bar, your feet are going to be a little bit closer together and more parallel. With the low bar, your feet are going to be a little bit further apart and turned out a little. With the high bar, you get a little bit more quad activation. With the low bar, you get a little bit more glute activation. But really, just do whichever one feels most comfortable to you, right? I prefer the low bar, so that's the one that I do. And so I'm going to demonstrate that for you. And that is the low bar barbell back squat. Follow for more, and if you have any questions, feel free to shoot me a DM.